Hello everybody and welcome to Fruits Basket episode. What episode are we on? 16? 17? It's Uo part 2, as I shall now call it, because it was more all about her, which is fine. She has a good backstory. I actually quite liked it, considering she was just kind of, oh, that's Toru's friend. Before, I think I said this last week, but it's more of the same this week. More Uo goodness. She's pretty rad. Do people stay rad anymore? I'm 20. I'm not even old. I'm not even old. Anyway, let's get on with the episode because blimmin' hell, we've got to get through some stuff. It's a Friday. I do 5 videos on a Friday. Let's do this thing. So, episode begins. We have little Uo, as she's called, because this is a flashback. That's why she's little. She got beat up. Basically, she's being chased by. I guess they're not even bullies. They're just thugs. I don't know what to call them. She runs into Toru, literally, in fact. Toru sees what's going on, grabs her, and runs, takes her home and everything. Is like, hey Uo, thanks for... Well, not thanks. She says, like... I don't remember what she says. But, yeah, they get home. Uo has a bit of internal monologue for a bit. Admits that, hey, I wish I had your family life and everything. People pointed that out to me last week. I did notice it. I just didn't mention it for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, but it's one thing to realise something, as I think she did right back then, but it's another thing to say it out loud. She said it out loud today, in the life of, no, you know what I'm saying? She like admits it, she has a little cry, she says she's jealous and lonely of what they, and because they're jealous of what they have, and everything. Then Mama Toru gets home, Kyoko, she has a name. I call her Mama Toru a lot, and that's not her name. She gets home and she sees them like asleep. They're like, ah, we're sleeping. And it's like, oh, that's nice. It's nice. And then Uo's nice after that. She flipped from being pretty moody to she had a realization. Realized, hey, Toru's a good friend. I should be nice to her. And yeah, some more stuff happened after that. I just recoiled. I don't know the word I'm talking about. I failed it. No, I didn't. On to the next part. We briefly go back to the present day. Uo's like, maybe I shouldn't tell you guys the next part of the story. So I guess she doesn't. But then those 3 gangsters from last week, I called them 3 gangsters. I didn't catch their names or anything. They confront her and she just like blows them off. She's like, no, I'm not dealing with this. And then they're following them home, and everything. They're being obnoxious essentially. But then while they're following her, we get more flashback of Uo's like, hey, then I visited Toru a lot afterwards. We became very good friends. I even started going to school. And then I did this was funny in a really depressing way, and kind of like, they were just hanging out talking, and one of the teachers thought that Uo was like bullying her. And I'm like, that's not cool. But it totally makes sense because I mean, if you've been to school, teachers, I don't want to slag off teachers too much because bloody hell, they have a hard job. But any school that says they do anything about bullying is just lying. It's just lying. At least that's what it was like for my school. I wasn't bullied personally, but I knew people and I was like, they're not doing anything, and they never do. And it's been multiple schools, so that turned oddly serious. Oh well, I'm not at school anymore. I don't have to worry about it. Still in the realm of flashback now, her old gang, Uo's old gang that is, they heard she's going to school and they were like, let's teach her a lesson. Yeah, rads. You can tell I've never been in a gang or anything in my life. But yeah, then Toru's like making cookies or whatever, and all her classmates are like, it's well weird that you guys are friends. They're like, well, they're not saying it to her, they're like talking behind her back. They're like, there's no way they're actually friends, something's up. But then Uo's outside, she's debating staying away for Toru's own good. She's like, oh man, rumours going to start because of her, because of me. But then Toru made an extra cookie. He's like, yeah, it's for Uo. And she's like, okay, no, we're best friends, never mind. She goes to the gang, asks them to leave, and they're like, you can leave, but you do realise what's going to happen if you leave. And she's like, yes. And she gets smacked around a little bit, quite a lot. But then Kyoko comes to save her. Mama Toru Kyoko makes the save, because one of the gang mates, the same one from last week, went to her house, somehow knew where she lived, told her what was going on, and she comes saved her. She gets a piggyback ride home on the way home. They talk on the way home. I've got a note of what she said, the lesson. Don't let your mistakes be for nothing, essentially. If you make a mistake, learn from it, keep going. That's basically what she said, and I was like, that's good. It's good advice. Good advice today. Good advice today. Then we get like a little brief bit. She's like, things got better for me. I had a great old time. I joined school and that. And then Kyoko died, and that was pretty not good. But I'm moving past it. Yeah, it was kind of like, here's what everything. It was like the end of her backstory, basically. It was like, yeah, I get that. I get you, Uo. You're a good character now. I understand. You're not just a cardboard cutout anymore, which is good. I said this last week. This show's really good about building all its characters. Like, it's not just, oh, there's the main cast and then there's the others. It's like, oh, you got you, and you got you, and you got you. I feel like it's going to build. And I've said this a lot. I feel like when we get to the end, I feel like the reward is going to be so worth it. Like, I'm enjoying myself now. I think at the end, I'm going to be it's going to be the edge of my seat viewing. That's just what I think about it, which is crazy. I can't remember the last time I was this early on, this hyped to get to the end. Like, usually I'm like hyped to get to the end, but it's like part way through. Now we're still quite early, I think, in the grand scheme of things. So I'm like, oh, I can't wait. So I'm just excited. I'm excited every week, and it's really good. That's not even the end of the episode. We've still got more to talk about. But I felt like saying that now. So sue me. Don't actually do that. I won't win. Back in the present day, we have Hannah glaring at those three stooges. I call them three stooges. They're not stooges. Oh, the gangsters. They're barely gangsters. You know who I'm talking about. Uo basically tells them to clean their act up. They're like, she basically does to them what Kyoko did to her, and that's good and everything. And then everyone separates and everything, and we get Uo's resolution. It's her with her dad and everything. She's like taking care of her dad, telling him to not drink. Everything's looking up and everything, and it's all good. And then the post-credits scene, I forgot about this until just checking my notes. We have the three kids dressing like Uo and just goofing off, which was okay. That's pretty weird. That's not what gangsters do, but fine. I'll accept it. But anyway, yeah, that was this week. We're gonna get back to, I don't know what, we'll get Hannah backstory. I don't know. We will at some point get Hannah backstory, I assume. But Uo's backstory's done. I don't know what we'll do going forward. We'll probably focus on another. Maybe we'll meet some of the other Zodiacs. Thank you to the person who keeps telling me. I know you've given up now, but the person who kept telling me the numbers. I'm sorry, I kept forgetting. It's I don't have an excuse. I've got bad memory. That's why I have notes. So I should write in my notes really next week. Next week I'll write in my notes and I'll remember and everyone will be proud. So yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching this week's episode and review and everything. If you enjoyed it and you're new here and you're not subscribed, subscribe. We have fun. There's a load of other reviews as well on the channel. Check them out as well. There's a lot of anime in the world. One could argue too much. But actually, no, there's never too much. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.